The Arcturian warning. The time of change has begun. Breaking information. August 15th, 2026. A mysterious message circulating online is raising questions about the future of humanity. The message is attributed to a group known as the Arcturian group, and its claim is extraordinary. According to the message, humanity has entered a period of change that has supposedly been predicted for centuries. But this isn't being described as something that will happen someday. The message suggests the change has already begun. Old beliefs are being questioned. Old systems are beginning to lose their power. And something deeper may be happening beneath the surface. A transformation of human consciousness. A shift away from fear and toward what the message describes as love, unity, and oneness. But who exactly are the Arcturians? Why are they supposedly communicating with humanity? And why is this message appearing now? Tonight, we're going to follow the information and then look behind the story. Because one question remains. Is this really a message from somewhere beyond Earth? Or is there something else behind it? The story begins with a mysterious civilization supposedly connected to one of the brightest stars in our night sky, Arcturus. In modern UFO and New Age traditions, beings known as the Arcturians are described as an advanced extraterrestrial civilization. They are often portrayed as highly evolved beings, advanced in technology, advanced in consciousness, and deeply interested in the spiritual development of humanity. Some believers claim that they exist in higher dimensions and communicate with humans through telepathy, dreams, meditation, or something known as channeling. But there's a problem. There's currently no scientific evidence proving that an extraterrestrial civilization from Arcturus is communicating with humanity. And yet, messages attributed to the Arcturians continue to appear. And now, another message is attracting attention. A message about the time of change. According to the message, humanity has reached a critical point, a period of transformation that has supposedly been predicted for centuries. The world around us may appear chaotic, but according to the Arcturian perspective, the chaos itself may be part of the transformation. People are questioning what they were taught, questioning authority, questioning old beliefs, and beginning to look at reality in completely different ways. The message suggests that humanity has lived for generations through an idea of separation. You are separate from me. Humanity is separate from nature. The individual is separate from the universe. But the Arcturian message claims that this perception is changing. Humanity is supposedly beginning to remember something it had forgotten. Oneness, the idea that beneath our individual identities, we are all connected. And according to the message, this awakening is already happening. Something is happening to humanity. Look around you. The world is changing faster than ever. Technology is transforming the way we communicate. Artificial intelligence is changing the way we work. Information travels around the planet in seconds, and people are questioning institutions they once trusted. They are questioning information, questioning authority, questioning religion, questioning technology, and even questioning what reality itself means. The Arcturian message interprets this questioning as a sign of awakening, but there may be another explanation. Perhaps humanity is simply entering another period of rapid social and technological change. Perhaps what looks like a spiritual awakening is also the natural consequence of living in a world where information is everywhere. But according to the message, something deeper is happening. Humanity is awakening, the collapse of the old world. And this is where the message becomes darker. According to the Arcturian group, before something new can emerge, something old must begin to collapse. Old beliefs, old identities, old systems, old patterns of fear. The message describes this period almost like the labor pains before a birth. Painful, confusing, sometimes frightening, but necessary for something new to emerge. The chaos we see around us may not be the end. It may be the beginning. Because when old beliefs begin to collapse, people are forced to search for something new. And according to the Arcturian message, that search leads inward, toward consciousness, toward self-awareness, and eventually toward higher consciousness, the awakening. So what exactly is this awakening? In modern spiritual traditions, awakening refers to a profound change in the way a person understands themselves and reality. Instead of seeing yourself as powerless, you begin to question that belief. Instead of living entirely through fear, you begin to understand where that fear comes from. Instead of seeing everyone as separate, you begin to recognize connection. The Arcturian message describes this as part of humanity's movement toward a higher state of consciousness, a state where love replaces fear and unity replaces separation. This is also where the idea of ascension enters the story, not necessarily physically leaving Earth, but transforming the way consciousness itself is experienced. A change in perception, a change in identity, a change in the way we understand existence. And according to the message, this process is already underway. Why now? But now we reach the question that makes the story even more interesting. Why now? Why is a message about humanity entering a new era appearing at this particular moment? Why 2026? Why this period? According to the message, humanity has reached a point where old patterns can no longer continue in the same way. The world is more connected than ever. Technology is accelerating. Artificial intelligence is developing rapidly. Information is becoming almost impossible to control. And at the same time, humanity is facing enormous uncertainty, conflict, political division, economic pressure, environmental concerns, and a growing crisis of trust. To believers, these may be signs of a transformation. To skeptics, they may simply be symptoms of a civilization going through rapid change. But the question remains, what if we're witnessing something larger? The strange pattern, the idea of a coming transformation, is not new. For thousands of years, human civilizations have told stories about the end of one age and the beginning of another. Ancient traditions described cycles of destruction and renewal. Religion spoke about transformation. Spiritual movements predicted awakening. And now, the Arcturian message is telling a similar story through the language of extraterrestrial intelligence. Different cultures, different centuries, different explanations, yet strangely similar ideas. The old world ends. Something new begins. Humanity changes. Perhaps that is why these stories continue to fascinate us, because the idea of transformation may be one of the oldest stories humanity has ever told. The Arcturian message claims that the time of change has arrived. Whether that change is cosmic, spiritual, psychological, or simply the natural evolution of civilization remains unknown. But one thing is certain, the story is not over. This is the Crystal Mind. We first listen to the story, and then we discover what is actually true.